Welcome to K-Control, your workspace for governance, controls, and trust. We have two modes for signups. First is Personal Mode is built for professionals who want to understand and manage compliance on their own. It supports learning, individual consulting work, and personal compliance initiatives. For successful sign-up, enter all details and fill in the OTP too. Second mode is for business and is designed for organizations managing compliance at scale. It enables teams to collaborate, assign roles, and track multiple frameworks in one place. After filling in all details, please select Compliance. Welcome to K-Control Dashboard. Everything in K-Control starts with a framework. Click on Framework. When you log into K-Control, the first thing you'll notice is how simple and intuitive it is to create one. You can get started using ready-to-use templates from libraries such as DPDP, GDPR, ISO 27001, SOC2, HIPAA, PCI DSS, and many more. You can import them to your workbench. Each template comes fully structured with regulatory requirements, controls mapped to each requirement, associated risks, tasks, and clear guidance on expected evidence. K-Control also gives you another option for creating frameworks. If you already have an existing document, whether it's in Excel, Word, or even in other policies, you don't need to rebuild everything from scratch. With K-Control, you can simply upload your file and convert it into a fully structured framework in just a few clicks. Once the file is uploaded, our AI-powered system automatically analyzes the content. It understands your regulatory requirements, identifies individual controls, and maps them into K-Control's standardized structure. Behind the scenes, K-Control uses intelligent parsing and classification to extract key information from your document, such as control IDs, descriptions, risk statements, and evidence requirements. Based on the size and complexity of your file, this process may take a few moments. Larger or more detailed frameworks may take slightly longer, as the system carefully processes every section to ensure accuracy. During this time, K-Control continues working in the background, applying AI models to clean, normalize, and structure your data. Once processing is complete, your framework is instantly available inside the platform, fully searchable, editable, and ready for use. What used to take days, or even weeks of manual effort, can now be completed in minutes. This AI-powered conversion ensures consistency across frameworks, reduces human error, and allows teams to move faster from raw documents to live compliance frameworks with confidence. The third and last option in K-Control allows you to create a complete compliance framework from scratch using our AI-powered framework agent. Instead of selecting templates or uploading files, you simply enter the name of the regulation, standard, or internal policy you want to implement. This could be something like GDPR, ISO 27001, SOC2, or even a custom internal compliance policy. Once you submit this, K-Control's AI framework agent takes over and begins building the entire framework automatically. The system intelligently understands your request and generates a full structure, including regulatory requirements, mapped controls, associated risks, and evidence expectations. The framework is designed using real-world compliance logic, ensuring every control is practical, relevant, and aligned with industry best practices. Within seconds, you go from a simple framework name to a fully operational compliance structure, ready to review, customize, and deploy across your organization. This removes the need for manual research, complex documentation, and compliance expertise, making framework creation fast, intelligent, and effortless. This allows you to build a complete compliance framework in minutes, without starting from scratch, and without relying on complex spreadsheets or external documents. You can review the framework's requirements and its controls by clicking Frameworks link on left side of the menu. Once your framework is created, K-Control presents compliance in a clear and structured hierarchy for better understanding and tracking. At the top level are requirements. These represent the actual regulatory or policy obligations that must be met. Each requirement is mapped to one or more controls. Controls define what actions, processes, or safeguards must be implemented to satisfy each requirement. Every control is then linked to specific risks. These risks represent what could go wrong if the control is not properly implemented or maintained. To validate each control, K-Control defines the required evidence, such as documents, logs, or system records. Finally, this evidence is broken down into actionable tasks, making it clear who is responsible and what needs to be done. It also has success criteria. This creates a complete chain from requirement to control, control to risk, risk to evidence, and evidence to tasks, bringing clarity, accountability, and measurable compliance. Compliance doesn't happen in documents, it happens through people. That's why K-Control includes a built-in task management system, purpose-built specifically for governance, risk, and compliance workflows. For every control in your framework, K-Control automatically generates a set of tasks. These tasks represent the real operational actions that must be completed to achieve compliance. Each task can be assigned to a specific owner. This ensures clear accountability, so every control has someone responsible for implementing it and maintaining the required evidence. In addition to task owners, you can also define approvers. Approvers are responsible for reviewing submitted evidence and validating whether it truly meets compliance expectations. Deadlines and escalation paths can be configured for every task. This ensures that nothing falls through the cracks and overdue tasks are automatically flagged for attention. Once a task is assigned, the owner gets notification in email. The owner can upload evidence directly into the system. This might include policy documents, system screenshots, audit logs, training records, or any other proof required for that control. After the evidence is submitted, the task status changes to under review. At this stage, the approver is notified and can review the submitted materials. The approver can either approve the evidence, request changes, or reject it with feedback. This creates a clear review cycle and maintains audit-ready documentation at all times. Once approved, the evidence is locked and stored as part of the control's compliance record. This triggers the evidence checker, which continuously monitors the validity and freshness of evidence. If evidence expires, becomes outdated, or requires renewal, K-Control automatically creates new tasks and alerts the relevant owners. This creates a closed-loop compliance system where tasks drive actions, evidence proves compliance, and approvals ensure quality, bringing all teams together in one unified platform. One of the most powerful capabilities of K-Control is the evidence checker. When evidence is uploaded into the platform, K-Control does more than simply store files. Instead, it immediately begins evaluating the evidence using AI-driven validation. First, the system verifies technical details by validating metadata and checking for any signs of tampering or modification. This ensures the evidence is authentic and has not been altered. Next, K-Control assesses completeness. It compares the submitted evidence against the framework's guidance criteria and acceptance requirements, checking whether all necessary elements are present. The AI then evaluates the quality of the evidence. It identifies missing information, outdated documents, weak proof, or evidence that does not fully align with the intended control. Based on this evaluation, K-Control generates a compliance score for each control. This score reflects how well the submitted evidence meets the defined acceptance criteria. However, this process is not fully automated, and that is by design. K-Control uses a human-in-the-loop approach, where AI provides intelligent recommendations, but final decisions remain with your team. Compliance owners and approvers can review the AI findings, confirm the assessment, override decisions when necessary, and provide contextual feedback. This ensures that expert judgment is always part of the process, while still benefiting from automation and intelligence. The result is a trusted compliance system where evidence is continuously validated, scores are transparent, and every decision is auditable. You move from manual guesswork and subjective reviews to a structured, intelligent, and confidence-driven compliance process built for real-world audits and regulatory scrutiny. This is where K-Control truly becomes autonomous. Meet Q, your AI compliance orchestrator. Q is an intelligent conversational agent designed to manage compliance across your entire workspace. Instead of working through complex dashboards and manual workflows, you simply interact with Q through chat and let the system take action for you. With Q, creating and updating compliance frameworks becomes effortless. You can describe the regulation, standard, or internal policy you want to implement, and Q will generate the complete framework in real time. Requirements, controls, risks, and evidence structures are all created automatically, based on best practices and your specific context. Q also helps manage operational compliance. You can ask Q to assign tasks to users, follow up with owners, set deadlines, and escalate overdue activities. All task management actions happen directly through conversation. When evidence is submitted, Q can review and summarize it for you. It highlights missing information, flags potential issues, and surfaces areas that require attention, saving teams hours of manual review. Beyond daily operations, Q continuously analyzes your compliance posture. It identifies risk hotspots across frameworks and monitors changes in evidence quality, task completion, and control effectiveness. This intelligence powers the recommendation and insight agent. It provides real-time recommendations on how to improve compliance maturity, highlights weak areas in your workspace, and suggests next actions to reduce risk. Q transforms compliance into a proactive, intelligent system where information, actions, and insights flow through a single AI interface. You no longer manage compliance manually. You simply talk to it.